A lot of people seem to have the wrong understanding when they think of the book 48 Laws of Power. They think that people who are narcissists, people who are psychopaths or sociopaths are the ones who read the book. But the real truth is that in life, in the reality of things, there's always a power dynamic. There's always a relationship dynamic that works behind the scenes, whether we like it or not. And the book essentially just teaches us to be aware of those power dynamic, the struggle between who has the upper hand, who has the lower hand, and as well as human nature. It teaches the basic fundamentals when it comes to that. So it's not necessarily evil, it's not necessarily bad, it's not necessarily something that you should scoff and say only psychopaths, only people who are greedy or power hungry read these books. The truth and reality is that anyone can read these books and apply it to their life how they see fit. It's just a tool. It's like money, it's like wealth. How you decide to spend your money, how you decide to spend your wealth is based on what kind of person you are, what kind of characteristics you have. And if you're a good person internally, morally just, and have a sense of compass when it comes to your morality and how you view the world, then you will allow yourself to not be taken advantage by other people. You will arm yourself with the knowledge, with the skill set, with the tools you need to avoid certain people who are leeches, avoid certain people who want to take advantage of you, who want to use you in one way. So applying the 48 laws of power, it just depends on how people use it. Now that's the important thing. And the other thing is, when they read the book, when they scroll through a few chapters, the first 2-3 chapters, they exaggerate the implications of the context and implications of what Robert Greene, the author, is saying in the book. It's not necessarily, specifically with chapter 2, people think that never to trust your friends, never to give them your trust. Well, if you take it to an extreme sense, yes, it's obviously something that is crazy. You want to trust people, you want to put your faith in other people. That's how humanity, that's how society works. But people fail to read between the lines of extreme ways of proving a point versus deciphering the nuances between what the author is trying to say. If he went into the nuances too much, if Robert Greene went to the nuances too much and delved into the complexities of things, as a reader, as people who are trying to apply these principles into lives, we're going to take it as is, as just, or we're going to complicate things further and not really understand it. So Robert Greene puts it in such a black and white term that it seems pretty extreme to us, that it seems pretty sociopathic to us. But the truth is, it is taken to an extreme. However, you have to read between the lines. You have to read between the nuances of the stories and examples that he's given to us. So when you're reading this book, have an open mind and look into the nuances instead of taking things at front value. You have to take into account that back in the medieval ages, back in the ancient times, our morality, our sense of morality, and our sense of what is good or bad or right and wrong was less developed. It wasn't as complex, it wasn't as nuanced as today. So you have to realize that back in those old days, if you trusted the wrong friend, it could be death or survival. So that's the point he is making with the book, which can seem a bit extreme. However, you have to read between the lines and go into the complexities and nuances to really understand what Robert Greene is trying to say. So good luck, and if you guys are interested in the book, link down is below. So yeah, start with Law 1 with the overview of how we can apply it into our lives.